Hi there, welcome to this short tutorial video about an arm balance called Bakasana or crow pose, and I usually teach this in my classes as the first in any arm balance series. It seems to be the easiest one for people to kind of get their head around and overcome that sort of fear of falling forwards, and also the arm balances all need a very big amount of hip opening. Some of them need hamstring as well, but hip opening especially. And this is one of the ones that isn't quite as demanding for people who've got any tightness in their hips. So what I would suggest is that you do a little bit of a warm up first, something for your hips and also something for your hands. So I'm just going to I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but just something like these hip circles to start off with, so that you're starting to take some weight over your wrists. And then going in the opposite direction. That was my knee. And then maybe sort of some sways side to side. And you can kind of up, the pace of it a little bit. I don't mean in terms of speed, but the intensity of it, by coming into plank pose and doing little circles with your, so you kind of, the circle is coming from your feet with this. And then in the opposite direction, just coming a little bit more over the wrist each time. And then also you can come into sort of a modified upward facing dog and just sway your hips side to side, and that's sort of going into the inner and outer part of the wrist. And then maybe, again, I'm not going to do like a ton of these, but some core work that combines the hip opening. So this kind of thing where just a little bit over this side, over to here, and you're reaching your arms through. So that kind of thing. And also, if there's a way, this is for me anyway, of sort of mimicking and mirroring the shape of the pose that you're working towards in other poses, then I quite like to do that as well. So this is a really good one, is to reach up, pull your knees down towards your armpits and push your hands up. So this is kind of like what you're doing in your Bakasana. And then inhale, back into like a half bone. Exhale, back to Bakasana. Inhale, back to Bakasana. And you can also do, as well as reaching through, you can lift your hips as well. So now you're getting into the lower portions of the abdominals. You can even do sort of both. Okay, so those are just a few ideas for getting your body ready for doing the arm balance for Bakasana. So how I teach Bakasana is for people to bring their feet together and then squat down. And then what's going to happen is you're going to open up your knees as wide as you can. So I'm up on the balls of my feet, and then I'm going to come down and I'm going to hook my arms, my upper arms, into my legs, okay? And I want my hands to be like shoulder width apart. And then from here, so I'm going to go as low as I can. And that's the other thing, you know, to integrate each stage of the pose before you move on to the next one, rather than rushing and then, you know, getting frustrated because you're not doing it. And then I'm going to try and hug my arms with my legs, yeah, and that's the other thing you want to get used to. And rounding your spine, so you're trying to round your spine in crow pose. So then the next stage is to lift up and bring my knees so that they're pushing into the back of my upper arms. And then from here, I'm going to start to lean forward. So the thing about the arm balances is you need to look forwards. Don't look down, because then you'll just topple forwards. And then start to round your spine, lean forward so your elbows are bent, and then maybe you pick up one leg, maybe you pick up the other. And you're hugging your heels in towards your sit bones. So we'll do that again. So you're coming up and you're going to lean forwards, lean, 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 pick up, hugging. So I'm gripping the floor with the pads of my fingers. And come down. Okay. So it's a big pose, and that's a very short video. Yeah, so just keep practicing. Yeah, go through those stages. So I'll just quickly go through it again one more time. So you're going to come onto the balls of your feet. You're going to open up your knees and you're going to pull your elbows back, yeah? And then really ground through your hands. And then you're going to pick up and you're going to hug your elbows in, pull your elbows back. Maybe one leg lifts, maybe the other leg lifts. Look forwards and really round your spine. Okay. And once you've done your arm balance, you're not just going to do one. You have a few goes, have a little rest between, and then have a few more goes, and just shaking out your wrists. And you can just take a quick shavasana, or you can stretch out. You know, something quite nice would be to just stretch out your arms and release. You can do a lot of gripping with the legs, and then switch the cross of your legs, switch the elbow that you're holding, you know, anything like that, or you know, hero pose, you know, this kind of thing. Anything that's going to stretch out the front of your body from all that core work, and stretch out your legs as well. And you can take this all the way down to the floor and do the same thing. I hope that was of use. Hope you learnt something that maybe you didn't know before, that maybe helps you to get further towards the full expression of that pose. And there are lots of different versions of crow pose, lifting one knee off, straightening your arms. There's lots of different variations, but that's a work in progress. So thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. Namaste.